Welcome, great agents across the country. Today is February 4th, 2016, and this is our 60th Mastermind call. Tremendous turnout today, guys. Thank you. And thanks for bearing with us while we got a little bit of a online glitch solved. Just so all of you know, and we always repeat this several times during the call, you're in the question and answer mode. We found this is the best way to keep the background noise to a minimum. But we do want your participation, please. This is an open forum call. It's not, to hear all of us talk to you or lecture you. We've got training. We had a great role play call yesterday. We'll talk about that a little bit. But this is open forum. This is your call. So please ask questions, participate, make comments. And the best way or the only way to do that is hit *6 and then hit the number 1. *6 and then 1, and you can do that now if you know you're going to have a question or a comment, if you have a place you're getting stuck, anything you want to share with the group, any wins especially. We love wins, and anybody who's had any success, especially you guys that are just getting started, hit *6 and then hit 1. And Tim, no one's in there yet, so Tim, I think you wanted to start off by saying something?
Sure. Just wanted to really, this is more addressing kind of our relationship with our customers, and I want to share, since we started off with a technical glitch, I want to talk about what happens when we do have problems, and it's a good thing to talk about. From time to time, as you know, we have lots of humans in this process. This is not a mechanical process by any stretch, and there are definitely bodies all along the way that have to work hard to get this right. And from time to time, as things do happen, sometimes we have errors and problems. And I want you guys to always know that whenever we ship you leads, if you see a problem with them or you start making phone calls and your determination is that there's a problem, don't wait to tell us that until you've exhausted yourself by calling 150 people and finding out there's a problem, that the data is incorrect or something seems to be off the rails. Certainly let us know immediately as soon as you know, and give us the opportunity to make it right and figure out why, because what we don't want to do is let you waste your time. And what I'm bringing this up for is obviously we had an issue with a county where we sent data out, and apparently based on the data that went out, the researcher had gotten a wrong set of data, an erroneous set of data, and was actually furnishing information that did not contain current probate information. And our control process didn't catch it, so we shipped them out, and the customer that got them, the subscriber got them, started checking them out, and has let us know that it's bad data, not upset, expects us to make it right. And so what I want you to hear is that if there is anything ever wrong, we're always going to make it right. We don't operate on any other methodology than that. If there's a problem, we fix it. And we're all about doing that, and we'll bend over backwards to make sure it's correct. So if you're having a problem, we love to hear about wonderful things, and we're begging you to let us know about good testimonials and all that, and we're always excited to hear them. But we're equally happy to hear from you if you've got a problem, so we give us the opportunity to help. So don't hesitate to do that. Send something to support@alltheleads.com. If it's critical, give us a call. We'll be happy to jump right on it and get her done for you. As Jim said, hit *6. The operator will come on, prompt you to hit 1, and let us know what's going on in your world. We want to hear from you.
Chad, while we're waiting for our first brave volunteer, yesterday we did our 6th role play call yesterday, and it was, in my humble estimation, because I mostly just listened, but it was better than the other 5 combined. It was really, really good. And anybody who is making phone calls, unless you're just sending out letters, anybody that's making phone calls should listen to that call. The content was probably 20 minutes, and it was very real from one of our subscribers who recently had a death in the family, so he was really coming from personal experience, and Chad role-played with him, and it went very, very well. And I wanted to tell everybody where to listen to that call. We've already had a few people say they've listened to it a few times. Where's the best place, or how can they find that if they weren't on the call, Chad?
I tried to make it easy for everybody. You can log into, just visit our Facebook group for this group, It's called All the Leads Mastermind. If you're not part of the group, you need to request access. You can go to Facebook and in the search bar, just type in All the Leads Mastermind. Mastermind is one word. And we archive all of our role play calls there, as well as these mastermind calls. Just a quick trick, you can use the search bar in the top right to search this group and just put in the words role play, and it'll bring that right to the top. It's also in your inbox. If you are a current subscriber of ours, I went ahead and sent the replay to everybody, so you can check your email and get it there. You can check Facebook.
Excellent. Well, we do not have anybody in the queue. Come on, somebody step up. Last week, I think
Jim.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Couple more things I wanted to cover for those of you that are on. The February Probate Mastery group training is starting on Monday, and we've started just kind of last month as a project. We're running all three sessions in 1 week. It worked really well last week. We had a lot of interaction. People, were able to get through it quicker. So next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 2 to 3 o'clock-ish, we'll be doing Probate Mastery sessions. So if you'd like to sign up, it's $250 for 3 very, very comprehensive sessions. You can do that. There's a link on Facebook. You probably got an email, or you can go to alltheleads.com under the system, education and training, and click Get Started Now if you want to jump in on that class. And that does come with your Certified Probate Expert certification. And then lastly, from my house, we, as you guys heard last week, if you were here, we just came off of kind of strategy for the year and talking about things we can do to provide more value to you guys. And we have ideas of we know what we can do. We would really like to hear from you what is most desirable, what do you want to see most in the coming year. So I'm going to be sending out a survey probably later this afternoon. They'll give you an opportunity to kind of have a voice and say, here's what would be here's what I would like to see from all the leads the most. And what we want to do is kind of establish a priority order of how we grow. Because one thing that's really important to us is we're not just growing the way we want to. We want to make sure we're growing the way you want us to. Because we owe it all to you guys. So I'm going to send that out. If you could just, please give me 60 seconds. There is a drawing there to entice you to take a minute out of your day to kind of give us some feedback. But if you could just click on that, answer 4 questions, it would be hugely helpful to me, to all of us. And that's all I've got for now.
Excellent. And just give you an example there, we've just assumed that, and it probably still is the case, that our next lead source is going to be divorce, and that seems to be the most desired, the most requested. However, I did a speaking engagement a couple weeks ago, and I was kind of surprised in the audience. We had as many people that wanted marriage information as divorce, and that is something that we can also get. When somebody gets married, if you're working with buyers, it's a first-time buyer opportunity. Often they both have a place they need to sell. They don't want to live in either one of them, and they want to buy another one. So there's really any information that can be obtained at a courthouse we can get. So think outside the box a little bit. If there's anything that we haven't thought of, mention it on that survey. And thank you very much, guys. We've got 3 questions in the queue, so thanks for stepping up, all of you. Let's get to the first one. Area code 714, you're first up.
Hi, this is Bob, and I just got my first spreadsheet full of leads.
Yes, sir.
And it covers recordings for the month of December and January. Now, from now on, will those not be there in my next spreadsheet, and will I only get in March all of the ones that were recorded in February?
It's since the last time we collected, so whatever the last one on your current list is, the next one will be the next available date through the next data collection process. So yes, the ones that are there, you will not get them again. It's all unique data every time.
Okay, so can I assume, and is this just random, that I got almost looked like 2 months worth?
I think probably what you got was what was in the queue and had not been sent out. We always try to over-deliver a little bit if we can, but every month going forward, you should get 30 days worth of them.
Okay, so it'll probably be a little less quantity in the next one.
Possibly. It just depends. Around the holidays, particularly around, well, and not the holidays, around the Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's holidays, all the data collection process kind of gets a little funky because the people in the courthouses take vacation time then, and oftentimes it's a little challenging to make sure our researchers are keeping their nose to the grindstone as well. So we always try to just shove anything that we can in there to keep the fire going during those 2 months, and you probably were the beneficiary of that.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Excellent.
Go get them.
Thank you very much. Next in the queue is Butler County RTA, and that's area code 513. You're up. Are you there? Area code 513. Butler County. I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're actually in Florida. We're area code 321. I don't know what happened, but
oh, you must be.
I'm Robin.
Are you dialing maybe on a voice over IP or something?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I just am reading what shows up on the screen, but that's okay. Fire away. What's your question?
I'm Robin, and this is my wife Kathy, and we actually just joined like a couple of days ago.
Welcome.
Thank you. I listened to the role play call yesterday. We're on this call today, and I've gone through all this stuff on the website. We're supposed to get our first set of leads on the 11th. So we're going to have all our letters ready to roll. We'll have the letters changed with, personalize them with our company logo and everything. Any other advice?
Robin, we met you at the event in Orlando last week, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, thank you. Trainer, coach, what other advice other than one thing I would say, Robin? Have you watched the fast track videos yet?
Yes.
You have. Okay, good. I didn't hear you say that. Chad, what else would you tell him to do while he waits?
I just want to say kudos to you, man. Thank you. I love when people get after it quickly and go through all the resources we provide. So I'm glad you've done that. The one thing I would say is, that you could focus on, as long as you've gotten everything we tried to get across in the training, the one additional thing that you could do that could really help your confidence level and help you provide a higher level of service is get really familiar with your local probate process. And I don't know if your county has a good website where you can learn the specifics of the probate process, or you could, network with a probate attorney or actually speak with a probate clerk, but learn all the subtle nuances. Almost every county has a little bit of a different process, and the more you know about that process, the better you can help your clients navigate it. So that would be, if you've got a week, that would be, just building your local knowledge would be a good use of time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're working on this. We know where these people are coming from. We had a death in the family a few months ago, and I also had a friend. They had a family member pass, and we did the whole 9 yards. We got the place cleaned out, got the place sold, everything. So we've got to jump on that. But
and
Robin, one of those things, Robin, those personal stories are so powerful. And figure out how to condense that down into your probate USP that I talked about in the fast track training, and figure out how to weave it into your letters. Summarize those stories and that experience and why you're doing this, because you have personal experience. You know how they feel. You know what solution they need, and use those stories. They're powerful.
And Robin, the other thing that that Chad was saying, while you're waiting and getting ready to rock and roll, one of the things that might be very easy for you to do and a good thing for you to do going forward, because we're going to be focusing more energy on this particular aspect of our marketing in the coming months as well, and that is to seek out a couple of attorneys in the area in your county that you're in. And if you just call and want to get a couple of questions asked, but you tell them up front hey, I'm a realtor and I'm pursuing this market space directly, and a couple of things that you're looking for are, you know, if somebody comes to you, you can easily find in the Yellow Pages in your county people who are advertising for probate or estate law. And if they are, it's just a great way to build that relationship. You've got an entryway to the front door, not that you're trying to hustle them for a referral. You're coming back the other way. As people come to you because you're the probate expert, you need to learn a little bit about their practice in terms of how they handle the business and some of the cost structures and all that. And that's just education. And so if you want to make a few phone calls or sit down and bend an attorney's ear for 15, 20 minutes, they're not going to charge you that because you're potentially sending them clients.
Okay.
Robin, I was going to add to that too. We tell agents, and so few of them do it. When you do get your leads, you know, if you've got 100 leads in your county and you go down the the attorney column, you're probably going to notice maybe 15 of them, 10 or 15, 10, 12, 15 that are doing most of the business. If you identify who the players are and reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed you specialize in probate, so do I. Do you have a go-to agent that you recommend? You know, it doesn't hurt to ask the question. We find for the most part that attorneys do not. They're a little reluctant to recommend a specific agent because they don't want it to reflect badly on them if things don't go well. You know, they do what they do, and they kind of leave it to the air to find their own realtor. So it's a tougher relationship to build, but once you build it, we have 4 or 5 agents that are getting almost as many, if not as many, leads from local attorneys as they're getting from us right now. And when they come from the attorneys, it's pretty much a solid recommendation. 100% you're going to get that listing. So it's just another way you can. A great suggestion that Tim made. Start reaching out to attorneys ahead of time, and once you get your data, do so then too. And after you get a property listed. You don't need to reach out to the attorney first. Reach out to the executor, get it listed, but then call and introduce yourself to the attorney and just overwhelm him with communication and service. Make his job easier by doing such a good job, on your end that he's going to want to refer, he or she is going to want to refer, future probates to you in the future. So.
Okay, that's great.
Sir, good, thanks a lot for stepping up, and welcome, and we're looking forward to hearing your success stories. Anything else we can help you with today?
No, we're just going to listen. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We have another questioner. Hang on a second. Area code 402, you're up. And before you start, 402, you're the last one. We've got time for 2 or 3 more. So please, guys, hit *6 and then hit 1. If you have a question or something you want to share. 402, you're up.
Yeah. Hey, this is Bud Thompson in Omaha.
Hey, Bud.
And yesterday I put out a bunch of mailings for the first time with a website that I bought from ATL. And at one time Chad was talking about there's a way to go onto Google and to track the hits on that website. Can you guys tell me how to do that?
Well, why don't you? I think you spoke with. You can talk with Mark about that.
Okay.
And Mark will be happy to take that through. I think Mark is the fellow that you worked with to work on the site, and we'll just throw Google Analytics in there, and it'll be easy to track. It's pretty much built into the site already. It's just a matter of setting an account up and tracking it.
Okay. Mark did a great job too.
Well, that's great. We love hearing that, and we appreciate you. You've been with us a good while, and we're anxious to see you be great and successful, my friend.
No, thank you guys. That's all I got.
And Bud, as we said earlier, just send an email to support at all the leads and say, hey, I need to talk to Mark about the Google Analytics. When you send those emails, guys, be as specific as possible about what you need help with, and the right person will get back to you right away. Mark will get back to you right after the call.
Okay, thanks.
Shortly thereafter. All right, great, Bud. Thank you. All right, we got more questions. Thank you. Hang on, guys. Area code 347, you're up.
Hello, this is Leonard Andrews calling from New York, Long Island, New York. And I've been researching your company. Thank you. And I wanted to find out what is the success rate in Nassau County, Long Island, and if you had anyone actually doing business here.
Well, so this is Tim. I'll take that. I mean,
Hi, Tim.
it's obviously every county is different. and we don't track the direct success. We're not a participant in the deals themselves, so I can't tell you what somebody is or isn't doing in a specific county and how successful they have been. That's not part of our business. We're a lead gen company, but I would have to look and pull some research down to see what we've done over time in Nassau County. I know that we have had a customer there. The customer I think that we had relocated, so I don't know what the status of it is right now. And unfortunately, I can't look right this second, but we'll take a look at that. And if you want Jim to give you a buzz back and walk you through kind of what it looks like in that county, we'll be happy to do that.
That would be wonderful, because I understand there's a lot of listings of leads that would come out of my county, but I was wondering if there was any other agent that had the county and how much competition there was. So
yeah,
that's one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll answer that directly. We do not disclose the nature of our business we're a privately held company, but tell you what our policy is and kind of what our structure is. We typically attempt to get up to as many as 3 folks in a given county, and then we move on. And if we can maintain 3, we feel like that's generally enough in any one county, and that gives us good coverage and yields great success. So that's kind of the way we work. I know that county, the one that you're referring to, it's a big county. There's a lot of people in Nassau County. Obviously, you know it very well, and I used to live there as well. So
Okay.
I lived in both Nassau and Suffolk County, and so it's a big retirement community, and it's a bedroom community for the city. So obviously, you know as well as I do, you've got there are a lot of funeral homes in Nassau County.
They are.
So it's a growth market, and so I would assume that you'd be quite successful there, and I would urge you to go to it. And I'm looking now, and I can tell you that yes, we do have at least another subscriber in there, but we do have room for one more.
Okay, perfect. Because I've been through the same situation where I was the executor for my parents, so I understand what people go through. So I have a empathy for that.
Well, and I think that's probably one of the biggest factors in success. It's like, you don't want to say you have to have been a doctor to cure a disease, but the reality, and it's just what Chad said earlier, if you've gone through this, you know that you're not just out there trying to hustle business. You really can provide value, because when you're in that situation, particularly if you don't have the real estate knowledge that you have, there's so many misunderstood pieces of this, and most attorneys aren't very good at explaining this either. So if they've developed a relationship with an attorney's just going to tell them to, go get the property listed, and you can provide so much more value than a normal agent can by becoming trained and schooled in the things that we teach. So I urge you to get rocking, and we'll get this done. And give Jim a call, and let's get you rolling here.
You have my number, right? Give me a call right when this is over, and I'll discuss it with you in detail.
Okay, that is so true, because at that point I was not a realtor, and I was actually lost. I went through 3 realtors before I got to a main realtor, and so that's one of the reasons why I became a realtor, because I really realized that I love doing it.
What a
and
story!
So now I'm a realtor.
That is an awesome testimonial and story that would allow you to populate your letters that you use for prospecting with a very unique and personal story. And there's nothing that rings more true than that kind of a comment. And here's why I'm a realtor. It's because of this situation, and it's also why I'm focusing on probate today. That's a great idea.
Exactly.
All right,
now, who am I calling, or what's that number after this?
Yeah, call me 954-584-0000, extension 203. And guys, anybody that is not a client who's interested, give me a call. The existing clients, please, with help with virtually everything else, send an email to support@alltheleads.com. But if you're a prospect, if you're someone I've spoken to before and you want to talk a little bit more about getting started, just give me a call on that number. And hey, thank you for the great story. We've got 2 more. I'm going to try to get to both of them before we run out of time. Thank you. Area code 360, you're up.
Hey, this is Lynette Jackson up in Washington State.
Hey, Lynette.
A quick shout out to Bud, go Big Red. I am calling because I'm actually just getting I just signed up this past month, and I haven't got my first set of letters yet. I'm kind of one of those people that is kind of analytical and trying to organize my team first. And my question is, does anybody have any experience, if they would know, when you hire like an auction company to do like an estate sale, do they typically just get rid of everything in the house, or do they do the sale and then that's it? Everything else is left up to you to get rid of.
It's kind of it's different in different areas. So I mean, we have one subscriber that their estate sale company does everything from trash out to charity donation to tag sale to high end auction. A really good resource to kind of get a list is estatesales.net.
Okay.
And they've got a really cool map search tool, so you can pull down Washington and are you in Clark County?
Yes.
Like Washington, Clark, and just kind of drill down to the county and even the city level. And it'll kind of give you a list of the estate sale companies in your area. I would recommend, call just to start, pick three that seem to look professional, and call and see. Like personally, I keep a couple of different levels. We have an estate sale company that we would use for, if there's antiques or valuables, vehicles, equipment, things like that, we'll use an estate sale company. When they are just an estate sale company, so when they're done, there's usually stuff left over. I have what I guess for the lack of a better term, a flea market guy. So the flea market guy, he will come in and he will take whatever he can sell at the flea market, and he'll make sure that whatever's left gets donated or trashed. So if it's, if it's not really high value items, he can come in and he can turn a 1952 television set into a fish tank and make $300. So he'll make his money off of, but one man's trash is another man's treasure. And then he'll make sure that churches and the Salvation Army and the Habitat Restore gets what can be used, and he'll just dump, he'll dump the rest. And then I also have just a straight clean out guy. So if either of those people come through and the carpets need ripped out, or there's a garage full of tools and gas cans and junk, I can call him and just for a base rate, get a place cleaned out. So I think everybody probably does it a little bit differently, but what you want to find out is, what does the auction company typically do a tag sale or an estate or an auction format? How much do they charge your client? It's usually a percentage, of the gross sales. And then what do they do? So what do you guys do with the stuff that you don't sell? I think those are great questions to kind of start that relationship. And personally, I mean, I haven't found one here. I would love to have a company that, one resource that could do it all, that could donate to charities and go to the dump and do everything. So if you can find that, that's going to be your best bet.
We have one more question. I want to get to it, but I do want to add something to that I just thought was brilliant. Maybe 3-4 months ago, we were telling people if it's a licensed bonded auction company, you don't really need to show up. And we had an agent say, well, you might want to rethink that. She said, I just stopped by last Saturday to see how the auction was going. She said, I met 14 of the neighbors and 2 of them listed with me. So it's kind of when you think about it, when you have a garage sale, who shows up? All your neighbors to buy your junk. So what a brilliant way to have the whole neighborhood come to you. If there's an auction, we've kind of changed our advice. Might not be a bad idea to show up and meet all the neighbors. I wanted to share that with you. And great participation, guys. We have one more call, and we will get done on time today. Area code 714, you're up.
Hi, this is Bob, and thank you for taking my question. You mentioned earlier in the conversation that one of your goals is 3 agents per county. Was that right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. No more than 3 is generally our watchword. Okay,
and for some people, I'm in California, and our counties are very large areas. And but I was born and raised in Indiana, and our counties are extremely small. So do you take that into account geographically?
But we take absolutely every possible aspect of this into consideration. And in fact, when you talk more about California, one of the things that we'll probably be doing this year is breaking up, like Los Angeles, break up LA into about 6 different subgroups, because right now, as you well know, if you live in California, particularly Southern California, if you're living in Long Beach, you're not likely to go to the San Fernando Valley to want to go do stuff. And so I understand that, and we understand that really, really well. So we take everything into consideration. And in reality, a smaller county in, Jeffersonville, Indiana, for example, well, that's not small, that's Metro Louisville, but, you find a smaller county in Indiana, it's highly likely we'll have one subscriber, and that's what we'll have. And we try to be fair to everybody. We're certainly not going to glut a tiny county with as many people as we can. I think you can determine very easily by what you hear on this call that we're about the least mercenary people you're ever going to run into doing this. All we care about is making you successful. If you're not successful, you're not going to stick around. And if you leave, we just have to replace you. I'd rather sell this thing out and then just focus all our energy on supporting a team of wonderful people who are highly motivated, and we'll be all happy and they'll be happy.
Good strategy.
All right. I'm glad you agree. And you keep on rocking, brother.
Great way to end the call on time. Thank you so much for the great participation, guys. And we're finishing right on time also. I always end these calls by challenging everybody to just take one idea, one thought, one suggestion that you heard on the call today. Take it out and put it into action and come back and let us know. Give us your success story. Let us know how it went. Report back to us next Thursday. And again, before next Thursday, if you need us, guys, support@alltheleads.com. Thank you so much for taking the time today. Go out and make it a great day, guys. Thank you.
Watch your mail for the customer survey that Chad's sending out. Talk to you later.
Thank you.